Okay, let me ask you something. It's a bit, well, awkward, but it's something literally everyone does. Why is it we track our steps, obsess over calories, check our sleep scores, but when it comes to the, let's call it the final product of our food, it's like this big secret. Seriously, it's like a daily report card from your body, totally free, and we just flush it away without a second glance. Don't ask, don't tell, right? So the mission for this deep dive is pretty simple. Let's quickly figure out what those signals actually mean. Because honestly, your digestion gives you warnings way, way before, a blood test might pick something up. We're cutting through the noise.
That's exactly right. It's maybe the fastest, most reliable feedback loop you've got. And it costs nothing. If you learn how to read it, just objectively, it's an amazing source of daily info. We're going to translate this stuff, make it make sense.
All right, let's dive in, starting with the basics. The shape, the geometry of health, if you will. Forget the weird stuff for a second. What's the gold standard? What are we aiming for?
Right, the ideal. What you want to see is basically brown, sturdy, well-formed. Think like a smooth sausage shape. That tells you transit time was spot on. Everything moved through your, 30 feet of digestive tract at just the right speed.
30 feet. Wow. Okay, so smooth sausage is the goal. What about, well, the opposite? Like those little hard pebble things. Looks like rabbit food.
Exactly. If you're seeing small, hard pellets consistently, that's a classic sign things sat in the large intestine for way too long. The large intestine's job is pulling out water, right?
Right.
So if it stays there too long, it just gets over-dried, becomes hard. It means the slowdown actually started much higher up. It's a sign of general sluggishness you need to address.
Okay, so that's too slow. What about too fast? Or maybe not full-on diarrhea, but when it's just soft, kind of falls apart in the water?
Yeah, that soft, fragmented stuff. That usually points to a lack of structure. And the key players in structure are your gut microbes. You need those good bacteria to really form the stool properly.
Ah, the microbes. Okay.
If you don't have enough, or the right kinds, things are just going to be loose.
Yeah.
Fragmented. It might also mean the body's trying to get rid of something quickly, like a minor food bug or something you're sensitive to, but not like a full flush. And, for a quick fix there, think about what helps build structure and feed those microbes. Something like blackberries blended with kefir or yogurt can work wonders.
Why blackberries and kefir specifically?
Well, the blackberries have that specific kind of fiber that helps bulk things up, and the kefir or yogurt brings in the probiotics, the good bacteria. It's like a construction crew and building materials arriving at the same time.
Got it. Okay, now, this is the one that sounds genuinely concerning. The shape change. What if it starts looking really thin, like a pencil or a skinny cigar? That feels serious.
That is a serious one, a definite red flag. If it's consistently narrow day after day, it suggests something is physically obstructing the pathway down in the large intestine. The stool is basically being squeezed through a tighter space.
So like something's actually blocking it.
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
It could be impacted stool that's built up, could be polyps, could be something else physically narrowing the passage. Unlike the pebbles, which is more about water balance, this thin shape points to a mechanical issue. Definitely something to get checked out, no question.
Okay, moving on from shape to the color palette. We know normal is brown, thanks to bile from the liver and gallbladder, but what about when the colors go wild?
Right, the color tells a different story, often about organ function. Let's talk about the one that really flags an internal issue. Light-colored or gray stool, especially if it floats.
Floats. Wait, like it won't sink, just bobs around. That sounds weirdly buoyant.
It is, and that buoyancy is the first clue. Floating means there's undigested fat in there. Think of it like a tiny oil slick.
Oh, okay.
Now, combine that floating with a lighter gray color. That tells you there isn't enough bile getting through. Bile does two things. Colors the stool brown and helps break down fat.
So light color plus floating means no bile and undigested fat.
Exactly. It points straight to a problem with the bile system. Could be sludge or a blockage in the gallbladder, maybe an issue with the liver itself, like fatty liver disease, not producing enough bile. If it floats, immediately fat digestion is off.
Yikes. Okay, what about black stool? That always sounds alarming in, medical dramas.
It usually is pretty serious, yeah. Black typically means oxidized blood. Bleeding that happens higher up, like in the stomach or the first part of the small intestine, maybe from an ulcer. That blood gets digested as it travels down, and the iron oxidizes, turn it black and tarry.
And what causes those kinds of bleeds, besides, serious stuff?
Well, a really common cause, actually, is overuse of certain medications, especially NSAIDs, things like ibuprofen and Proxen. Even high doses of Tylenol can irritate the stomach lining over time, cause inflammation, and, eventually bleeding.
Okay, good to know. But before anyone listening panics about seeing black, is there a, let's say, less alarming explanation?
Definitely. Always check your intake first. Did you just down a huge bowl of blueberries? Or maybe a ton of blackberries? Or even black licorice? Those dark pigments can absolutely cause a harmless color change. Rule out the fruit bowl before you worry.
Right, the blueberry defense. Good tip. What about red? I know beets can do that.
Oh, beets are notorious. They can make things look terrifyingly red,
Yeah.
but it's just the pigment. Totally harmless.
But if it's actual bright red blood.
The most common cause is usually hemorrhoids, right at the exit. If you know you have them, that's likely the culprit. There are remedies, like Collinsonia root is sometimes suggested for that specifically. But if it's bright red blood and you're sure it's not hemorrhoids, then it means bleeding is happening lower down, probably in the large intestine. And that needs looking into.
And green.
Green is usually easy. You probably just had a massive salad or a green smoothie. Lots of chlorophyll that didn't fully break down. Nothing to worry about there.
Okay, so we've covered shape and color. Let's talk timing. Frequency. I hear so many people say, oh, going every 2 or 3 days is just normal for me. Is it really?
It's a really common misconception, but no, it's definitely not ideal. Your body is designed to eliminate waste regularly. Think about it, you eat daily, right? You should ideally be having at least 1, maybe even 2 bowel movements per day to keep that system clear.
So waiting several days means what? Stuff is just sitting there.
Pretty much. You're holding on to waste material that should be gone. Toxins can potentially be reabsorbed. It's just not efficient, and it puts unnecessary strain on your system.
Which brings us to our modern habits, doesn't it? Maybe the problem isn't just what we eat, but how often we just keep cramming food into the pie hole, as you might say, nonstop.
That's often the biggest piece of the puzzle, the sheer frequency of eating. We keep the digestive system working constantly, 247 with snacks, multiple meals, and never gets a chance to rest and reset.
So that's where things like intermittent fasting come in.
Exactly. It's incredibly therapeutic for digestion. Just skipping breakfast, for example, or sticking to 2 main meals a day without constant snacking in between gives your gut hours of downtime.
Time to actually process everything.
Yes. Time to repair the gut lining, clear out backlog. It's amazing. Sometimes people fast for a few days and they still have bowel movements. That tells you the body is finally catching up, getting rid of old waste that was stuck in the system from days ago. It desperately needs that break.
Okay, speaking of things getting stuck or not processed, what about incomplete digestion? You know, things look greasy, maybe smell particularly awful. What's going on there, especially as we get older?
Yeah, that often points back to the very beginning of digestion, stomach acid. A lot of people lose stomach acid as they age. And low stomach acid is a huge problem because it's the trigger for everything else.
How so?
Think of it like a domino effect. Good, strong stomach acid is needed to signal the gallbladder to release bile. It's also needed to signal the pancreas to release digestive enzymes.
Ah, so if the acid is weak?
The gallbladder doesn't get the message, the pancreas doesn't get the message, and food just doesn't get broken down properly. It passes through partially digested, leading to that greasy texture and often a really foul odor because it's basically fermenting.
So if low stomach acid is the issue, especially with age, what's the fix? Just add more acid.
Essentially, yes, for many people. Supplementing with something like betaine hydrochloride can help restore that initial trigger. The idea is you're putting the acid back, which then helps the gallbladder and pancreas do their jobs correctly again.
And how do you know how much to take?
You usually start with a small amount with meals and gradually increase the dose day by day, just until those symptoms of incomplete digestion, the greasiness, the bad odor, maybe bloating, disappear. Your own body tells you when you've got the dose right. It's a feedback loop.
And if that greasy, foul-smelling situation persists, even with acid support, you mentioned the pancreas earlier.
Right. If it's consistently greasy and smelly, it often suggests the pancreas is really struggling. It might be overworked trying to compensate for the lack of initial breakdown in the stomach. While pancreatic cancer is a rare possibility, it's far more common that the organ is just exhausted from dealing with poorly digested food day in and day out.
Wow. Okay, so the takeaway here is pretty clear. That daily deposit is basically a free, detailed health report. We really need to stop treating it like some embarrassing secret to be flushed away instantly.
Absolutely. And maybe the single biggest theme running through all of this isn't just the specific color or shape, though those details are fascinating. It's the idea of rest. Systemic rest.
Yeah.
Your digestive system works incredibly hard all the time. You need to give it scheduled downtime.
So thinking about everything we just talked about, giving the system a break, actually paying attention to the output, here's the final thought for you listening. When was the last time you genuinely gave your internal engine a real timeout? Not just pausing between bites, but a proper break, instead of just hitting the gas pedal again with another meal or snack. Maybe the real key to gut health isn't just what you put in, but the quality and the duration of the space you leave between the inputs. That's where the magic happens.